so obsessed with you.
How's everyone doing? How's your Wednesday going?
That's the thumbnail right there. That
Mm,
right there, it's
mm, mm,
giving
mm, mm,
thumbnail.
mm. I am, girls. We're doing a Zoom one because if anybody's on my TikTok, my face is acting up at the moment. And here we are on Zoom, but we need to practice these little bad boys because one of us is leaving soon, and you have to guess which one you think it is.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea, and
Mm.
also, we haven't actually Zoomed in so long,
Since like October, November, was it?
and I feel like some of the girlies love the Zoom of it
Yeah,
all.
some girlies do love the Zoom, to be fair. Like, I feel like if you're an audio listener, you love the Zoom, but if you're a visual watcher, you like the two of us sitting next to each other.
Even though yeah, maybe. Also, sorry, we're witches because that TikTok you made about your how do you pronounce blepharospasm?
Blepharospasm, yeah.
The TikTok you made about that ha went has so many likes and comments.
Yeah.
And
Everyone is so nice about
last
it.
week we were just talking about you becoming TikTok famous for a random reason.
Oh my God, that's so fun. I didn't even think of that. I was
Because I
just like,
re-listened to our episode
because I feel
today.
like, so many people ask questions about my eye thing. And I know so many lovely girlies on the podcast have messaged me when my face is gone on the podcast. Um, but I've never actually showed what the day looks like because it's like it's just a case of I'm fine 1 second and the next second I'm not, but it just keeps repeating. It's like stuck in a loop.
The day in the life was actually such a good idea, and I feel like it's so good because there's definitely other people who have what you have, and when they if they search it on TikTok or if they search
Mm,
it on the internet looking for, support or to feel some form of like
yeah.
community,
I
that's
actually get so
amazing.
many people writing to me about it that have it like, um, so do you remember the time I did the taped eye thing that went big? Like maybe about a year later, I was getting like loads of people commenting on my videos being like, help, I have this. I have my first appointment with the neurologist next week. How did you find it? What treatment are you on? And I would just tell them. And then I had some guy reach out from LA that was like, hey, I'm going through the same thing. But I think I have this a similar thing to you. I'm at the early stages of figuring it out. Like, what is it? But so that's why I made it because like I actually get so many people, even to this day, still commenting on the old videos, being like, "Help!" Like, da da da. So I was like, if I just do one to show like it's fine. Like you just have to like take a step back. But Rebecca called it. She said like 2 weeks ago, like you need to stop or it's going to happen because that wasn't I so busy.
Like, you were so busy, but I was just back from Thailand, so obviously I was in Zenland. And then you
Mm,
were like, "I'm so stressed, I'm so busy." And in my head, I was like, "We're just back off the holidays. Like,
yeah.
how are you like?" And I was like, "Neve, this isn't good." I was like, "You need
No.
rest and relaxation." Like,
Yeah, but you know what's so weird is I think my busyness is like calmed now. Which is weird because, like, it was the straight when I came back, it was so hectic, like, I was traveling for work and everything. And now I'm back and I'm, like, grand now, but it's always when the face goes, that's my body being like, "Slow down. You've done too much now." Do you know what I mean?
yeah, because, with chronic illnesses and
Mm,
especially unpredictable ones, like
mm.
so many things can trigger it. It's not just one thing, it's not just stress,
Yeah.
obviously. But like, as we all know, stress is literally the number one thing that causes everything.
Yeah.
So it
It's so
definitely doesn't
funny.
help.
I got somebody commenting on my TikTok being like, "Did you get this from taking drugs?" And I was like, "No, it's a focal dystonia. It's a neurological problem." And I'd say they looked at it this morning and were like, "Oh, I shouldn't have said that." Like, do you know what I mean?
You're like, oh.
And there was one person being like, "You're going to hell if you laughed when the eyes flickered." I was like, "Buddy, you're fine. I laugh at it as well. You're like, you're not upsetting me in the night." It's like, but yeah, no, it was so funny, like, but so such lovely comments from everyone on it. I just thought that was so kind. So if you did, thank you so much.
And the
Love that.
hair's looking slay, queen.
Look, what can I say? Like I said to one of the boys, like, it doesn't matter. I'm still a bad bitch. Do you know? Bit of a winky eye won't take this girl down, and that's on
Bad
period.
bitch. Always been a bad bitch.
Like, I always try to think, like, I'm glad it's happened to me and not somebody else because I feel like my mental attitude towards it has always been good. Like, I've had it 4 years now. Coming into February, it'll be 4 years I've had this, like.
And I think the thing with chronic illnesses as well is nobody understands them, and that's the most and they're so unpredictable.
So
The
unpredictable.
they're the 2 most frustrating, and no one gets it, and everyone tries to give you, like, a diagnosis like that, you know, "Oh, is it because you did drugs? Oh, is it
Yeah.
because" and it's like, the doctors are telling me they don't know what
Yeah,
exactly
I
caused it.
know.
So, the fact you think you have
I
a
know.
solution and that you have it all figured out is crazy to me.
But you know what I did actually see last year, and I wonder, like, did this person see that TikTok and maybe think that this was something similar? But I saw a video of a girl who went to Boomtown. Have you ever heard of Boomtown in the UK?
So,
It's
it
like
sounds like somewhere you go to.
no, it's actually a really, really good festival apparently. But you remember that heat wave that the UK had in 2022? I'm saying last year and it's not last year anymore. In 2022, there was like a massive heat wave in the UK. Like when we were living there, it was like red weather warning. Like they stopped the trains and the trams because it was over 40 degrees in Manchester, the UK, like Dubai level heat. Um, and obviously the buildings there are built to keep heat in, not let them out because it gets so cold in winter and they're not usually used to these kind of like really, really warm summers.
Yeah.
But the weekend that Boomtown was on, this heat wave was happening, and some girl went, and I think she just like mixed, which also, if you ever go to festivals, you'll see that like in Ireland at least, the HSC will be like, don't mix your drugs, and in the UK they have this thing called the loop, and this girl had taken like so much drugs, mixed the drugs, and between the heat and the water, she'd given herself, like, induced, like, a certain type of, I don't dystonia or, muscle thing, like, she'd given herself, like, onset of Parkinson's or something, which is crazy because you think medically you couldn't, but I remember seeing this video and the girl being like, "I wish I never took it now because I've done this to myself." Do you know what I mean?
See, this is the thing, no one knows. Everyone's body has such a different makeup.
Yeah,
Like, 2 people could do the exact same thing and have 2 totally,
completely different.
completely different, and especially then when it comes to
Yeah.
women, because our
Mhm.
hormones are at play, and
Mm.
sure, women were just looked at like smaller men until what, the 80s or the 90s? Like, they
Mm.
didn't do tests on women, so, like, women's health is still
Yeah.
so new in the
Yeah.
medical field, like, they still don't know the depths of how our hormones can be
Work,
affected by
like,
different things or with medicines,
yeah,
or that's
for
why I'm
sure.
a
I
witch,
thought, like, that
really.
was so scary, like, but you know what? I said fair play to her for putting that up because I feel like there's
To
such a,
admit
like,
it.
culture of, like, doing it now that, like, sometimes people forget that they are human and that, they're not above,
No, no
like,
one's invincible.
anything. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? So, I thought fair play to her for sharing that. I must find that video and send it on to you. So, I suppose when that person had saw my face, they would have
yes.
assumed, like, that I had, but I was like, "No, unfortunately, this is hereditary.
You're like,
This shit
"Unfortunately,
runs
it's
in
my
my
genes."
family." Thank you, mom and pop, for the very bad genes. Oh, it's all character building, honestly, like, it's so funny
Oh.
every time because I get injections around my eyes to, like, stop it, but now my next appointment's coming up in February, so I'm not surprised that it was kinda happening now anyway.
Oh,
Yeah, so
yes.
I'm at the
It's
end
been
of
a
my
while.
injections, really. Huh?
It's been a while since your last one.
Yeah, it has actually, hasn't it? So, yeah, so it's not till the end of February, but every time I get them done, I'm always on my close friends being like, "Injections are done, lads. If I'm winking at you after this, it's voluntary." Because whenever I wink, I'm always like, "Oh, if you caught me winking at you, that wasn't me, that was my face."
So funny.
Oh, but yeah, I
So
feel like
funny.
there's something I wanted to talk to you about today that I saw in pop culture.
I just want to talk first, seeing as we're talking about health and medicine and
Oh,
accidents.
sorry, I completely forgot about this. Oh, guys. I'm gonna need a drink for this, Rebecca, go on.
Before the podcast today, um, Neve texted me, we podcast. I was like, great, no problemo. And sometimes I fall victim to sitting on the toilet and scrolling on TikTok. We all do it. Don't even say you don't do it. Anyway, I was doing it today. Maybe this will be a warning of caution to everyone.
I can't you
So I was
like
sitting there, and you know when you're sitting for a bit too long and your
Yeah,
leg goes dead. And also I have my period, so I feel like when you've your period, it takes a bit longer anyway.
yeah,
And I was
100%.
sitting there and my leg was gone dead, whatever, but I was obviously so engrossed in whatever I was doing on my stupid phone.
Mm,
So I knew my leg was dead. And normally you stand up on the leg that isn't dead and you
mm,
kind of shake it out a little.
It's like
And
fuzzy. I feel like your legs go like staticky when you do that. It feels
yeah,
like,
it's
the
like the pins and needles,
pins and needles.
and
That's
you
the
can't feel
thing.
your leg, and you're like
Yes.
slapping it off the floor, and it's like dead
Mm,
weight.
yeah.
So anyway, I stand up and put all of my weight onto
I can't like.
onto the dead leg. And my leg, my ankle buckles underneath me. It doesn't go to the side. I don't go over on my ankle. It went like this. It was like a zigzag kind of motion. I hear the biggest crack, and
Oh
I'm currently sitting with my leg elevated.
no, pain.
I'm currently sitting with my leg elevated, and my ankle is the size of a balloon.
Like, what
Um,
if you've actually broken it?
I haven't broken it. Number one. Number two, so my bathroom and my bed are quite close. So I
Mm.
just dived from the bathroom door onto my bed. No one's in my house, and I'm deep breathing. Like I didn't even cry. I didn't
I
even shed
thought
a
that you
tear.
texted a boy or something because when I got that voice note, you were like laughing because you do this whisper laugh when you find something really funny.
That's what I was doing to you. I'd like mustered the energy to get my phone, and all I could do was voice note. And I was like, this is literally just after happening. So I'm sitting at my desk, and the ankle is it got really big really fast. Do you know what my main concern is though?
What?
How am I going to walk to my nail appointment in the morning?
Oh shit.
That's all I care about. We'll
Oh
have
my
to
God,
get a
I'm
taxi.
so jealous you're getting your nails done. I had an appointment booked in Manchester and I just realized that I have a christening that weekend, so I can't go.
Oh,
I know, I'll reschedule it. I'll probably move it to midweek or something. To be honest, I don't
yeah.
actually need my nails done for a while. Like, I'm not going to anything. Do you know what I mean?
See, you're fine without your nails done. If
Mm.
I don't think I've seen my own nails in over
Yeah.
a year now.
See, and also I type so much that sometimes it's better to be without nails.
True, true,
Me,
true,
me
true.
on Excel like this, my the pads of my fingers
See,
when
this is
I'm
why I like having a MacBook because the keys are flat. The Mac really, Apple
No, do you
really
remember when
is
I
Peter
tried to
for the
change the
baddies.
songs before and on your MacBook and I was like, Rebecca, what's after happening? I like pulled up like 10 different things. I was like, what have I done? What the fuck is going on?
I'm going back to the long pointy nails tomorrow, and I'm so
Oh my
excited.
God,
These
I'm so
nails are
excited.
not it for me.
Can I just say though, the short nails actually worked. You didn't like rip a nail off or anything this time.
No, I only broke one the other day, and it was just, Joe, when it kind of half comes off, and then your hair
Yeah.
gets
Do you know when it's catching in your hair? I find that's always the worst.
literally, it's like when you know you need to get your nails done, it's just a strand of hair like in your nail.
Yeah, it's the worst. And I've seen some people let theirs grow out so much. Do you ever see that meme on Twitter? And it's like, oh, I said yes, and your one's nails are so grown out. And it's like, ain't nobody looking at the ring, girl. Because her nails are so long.
If my future husband doesn't make, because I always have my nails done, so that's not a
No,
worry.
see, I'm gonna need you and Aoife and Courtney to whoever I get married to. You're gonna have to tell him you need to make sure she doesn't get anything like too cool on her nails. This set, it needs to
But
be
you're
like,
never gonna see, you'll know then, you'll smell a rat.
yeah,
Because
but if I
if
smell
I
a
say,
rat, that's
Leave,
fine.
why don't you get,
But
like,
you know
I
what?
tried to
I actually,
convince you
because I
to
hate
get plain red for
surprises.
Christmas, and
Huh?
you thought that was the worst idea in the world. I tried to convince you to get plain red,
Oh yeah, I
and you were like,
know.
they're too plain for me.
Yeah, I know. Fuck, what am I gonna do? I don't know. Do you know what? This sounds so bad, girls. But if first of all, I need to find the boyfriend. So that let's just park that whole aspect first of all. But say for example, if I find the right man and he's like asking my friends what ring I want, like what kind of ideal proposal I want whatever friend, and I'm saying this so it's on video record. So future fiance, I know you're gonna come back and watch all these episodes. I want you to tell my closest friends, and then I want my closest friends to tell me, but I'll act surprised for you. I hate surprises. I don't want, no, 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 no. I do not
No,
want this whole,
no.
no, I can't. That's the one thing I can't do. Like, I can't, I'm not that kind of person. I hate surprises. I hate unexpected things. I need to know what's happening. And I'll dress accordingly, get the nails done accordingly. But I just need my friends to rat it out to me. I need it to be said to me first.
What? So you're,
So I can mentally come to terms with it first, like.
I think if you're at the stage in a relationship where your boyfriend is proposing, I think you're meant like you'll be mentally okay with him and etc.
That's a bold statement, Rebecca Short. That is a bold statement from you. All I'm saying is I don't like surprise, okay?
Do you know what? One of my
Oh,
friends really doesn't like with surprises either, to the point where when we were like 16, 17, we were in one of the girls' house and it wasn't even her birthday. It was like soon to her birthday. The
mm.
only thing we did was we got, remember the vanilla buns from Barry's?
Oh my God,
Oh,
no. Do you know what I used to love is or are they the vanilla slices?
icing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
That shit. Oh
from
my God.
Barry's though.
Love them.
Anyway, we
Why
got
were they
them
so nice? What was in the middle of them?
like like, do you know the cream that's on a birthday cake, like the mock cream, not the fresh cream?
Yes.
I think it was that.
It was like
Anyway,
sugary.
yeah. Oh, why did Barry's close? Who has the recipe?
Oh my God, who has the recipe is
Who
right.
has the recipe? I will pay good. I can bake.
I love those vanilla slices. They're
Oh,
so good. I remember I used to always get them in Mount Talk. They used to have them. Fucking hell. Do you know what? That canteen was actually really good for that school.
do you know what Mount Hope's canteen was? Prez's canteen was not
Mount
slave.
Talk. I remember I used to eat this like it used to be you used to get like 120 or €2 and you get soup in a roll and the roll is like a full on French baguette. Like it was so, and it'd be buttered and everything. So you just get soup in a roll. Oh my God, so good. And you could get
I
like this.
wonder how much they're charging now.
I wonder, because that was like €2 back in the day, and you used to be able to get a Cajun barbecued Cajun chicken fillet roll for €3.
Mm.
Like so good. Like a thing of chicken nuggets in the morning was €2. Sausage rolls were like €1.
Chicken nuggets in the morning is
The
dangerous
most
territory.
expensive thing was like if you wanted a full-on deli wrap, that was like a fiver, but that was so expensive. Like
But like it's a school, so it shouldn't be
it was
expensive.
subsidized,
They
yeah.
shouldn't be profiting off feeding the children.
Mm, I know. And I remember
Anyway,
they like banned
one.
sweets like the year we went in, but there was like one type of gummies they used to sell in the vending machine, and everyone used to get them. You'd get about five gummies in it, and it was only like €1 or less.
That's crazy.
And I used to get chocolate raisins and yogurt raisins for after school study. Fucking love that shit so much. I still do to this day. I love them. Other
I
people
think
get
Prez
Bombay
had
mix.
like
I'm not a big
chickpea.
Bombay mix kind of girl.
No, either would I. I like the sesame stick things.
Yeah, that's in the Bombay mix, no?
Yeah, but I just like the plain bag of
Oh, just
sesame.
the plain. Do you know what
Mm.
they did put me onto though? Do you know the chili nuts?
Mm.
Big crack in the can opening. I loved
We're having
them.
a great time.
I just said, do you know, I couldn't drink all weekend because my
You
eye.
no dry Jan in your life.
Oh no, I've never done dry January in my life, but I've done weird ones like sober October, and then I went like a few months last year no drinking as well from like I think it was like March to August. But I'll never do dry January. It's look, do you know what? It's depressing enough, lads. You don't need to. You don't need to do
Yeah,
it
I
like.
did. I haven't drank since I've came back from Thailand, but it's unintended. Like I've had nothing that you know, I
Yeah.
did want to Malibu one night, but I think for the
Well,
mental
we do
health,
need to
it
go
was
for
better
dinner soon before one of us leaves,
before.
and
Yeah, genuinely.
we'll be
Friday.
drinking at that. But no ruining our life, please. I actually beg.
I'll just be limping.
Oh my God, I forgot. We could always get a takeaway and drink.
Do you know what we always? Do you know what our limits? It's unlimited what we
The
can do.
limit does not exist.
The
Do you see
limit
Jacob
doesn't
Elordi
know.
was on SNL?
Oh, someone said he's so baby, or did he say
He
it?
is so baby girl. Someone said that, yeah, and I thought he actually is so baby girl.
Do you think it's because he's Australian? Because like he's 6'4", so like 6'4" isn't giving baby girl.
No, do you know what? I think there's like two types of men. There's baby girls and there's big daddies. And that's it. There's no in between. Like baby girl and big daddy. And there's like it's literally one or the other.
I don't know. I'm trying to put some people into a category in my head right now, and they're
Like when
definitely
you
not
think
baby girl, but I don't know if they're big daddy.
and baby girl is like girly pop coded. Like, I'd say wants to be the little spoon, like loads of those kind of things, girly pop. Do you know what I mean? Golden
Yeah,
retriever energy. Actually, you could get no, you can't because
golden
you
retriever
never
could.
think of someone think Big Daddy and he's a golden retriever. Never in your life. Never in your life.
True, 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 true. But I don't think he's baby girl though.
I
Like
don't think he's baby
there's
girl
a
either.
gray area in the middle.
Although I seen him do Pilates and I was like, that's a bit baby girl.
Who, Jacob Elordi?
Yeah.
What, like reformer?
Yeah, with his girlfriend. And that's the only, and you know what?
But
If he did it on
apparently
his own, I
that's
wouldn't think
so
it's baby
hard.
girl. I
No, but
actually,
like
I know
men
it's really hard.
struggle,
Oh yeah, I know.
which we kind of love to see.
I don't know.
We kind of
I
love
don't
to
think
see
he
it.
is baby girl coded, but I don't think he's big daddy. Maybe he's big
See,
boy.
yeah,
So there's baby
big
girl,
boy.
big boy, and big daddy. They're the three. They're the three. You have to go into one. And I don't
I'm,
think if you give off golden retriever energy that that's giving big daddy at all. Do you know what I mean?
hmm, I
What can I
wonder.
say?
I'm trying
What
to
can I
categorize
say?
some people in my head. I'm trying to like drop them into a box
Mm.
mentally.
If we had to go back, right, to your old roster and say we had to put them into baby girl, big daddy, baby girl, big boy, and big daddy, where would we put some of them, do you think? I
Do
don't
you know
think,
what? Some of that information is staying right in my top 3 inches.
can I say boyfriend number 2 from Thailand is big daddy anyway?
Boyfriend number 2 from Thailand is Big Daddy.
Big daddy out the door. Like, I'm even blushing. Can you see I'm blushing even thinking about him?
Sexy, sexy
Like,
man. That's what I call him now instead of Thailand boyfriend number 2. He's
what you
sexy,
call him?
sexy man.
Sexy
Sexy,
man.
sexy man.
Do you know what my problem is? I'm the big dog. So I need someone I can be baby girl with.
See,
I
this,
can't.
go on.
I can't be my baby girl when I have to continue being big dog.
See, and this is it. I saw a tweet the other day because
Mm,
Rihanna came out and said she was a bottom. And then everyone,
really?
yeah, and everyone was like, no, like Rihanna's a baddie, like she's top energy. And then someone quote
Not in your
tweeted it.
relationship, yeah.
Yeah, someone quote tweeted it, and he was like, the baddest women are bottoms if they find like the right man has to bring it out
Mm.
because it's like a safety thing.
Yeah. I feel like because I'm such big dog in day-to-day life, I just need someone I can be like a silly little girl with,
And turn
you
your
know?
brain off, like follow them around, like
Yeah.
not be like, okay, we're going here for dinner at this time. Like
Yeah, make me a golden retriever, please, for five
make me
minutes.
not think, make
Yeah.
and not in a way of like, I don't want to use my brain. Like I feel like some people are gonna switch this up and be like, you're not even feminist. You want to turn your
Yeah.
brain off against a man. No, I want
Yeah.
him to take charge and me just to follow him around. He
Yeah.
has it all taken care of. I don't have to think because I think a lot from day
I
to day
want
to
like
day.
if I'm on holidays with them, like they've everything planned out. I don't want to plan anything.
I don't want to be
I'll
like, oh
pay,
yeah,
but I don't want to
babe, we're
plan it.
going for here for dinner at 6 p.m. And are you
Yeah.
ready, babe? And what are you
No,
wearing,
there's
babe? And
nothing more attractive than when they say like, I'll pick you up at 7, we're going here. Like no, there's no even room for do you want to go here? It's just telling you. Do you know what I
and when
mean?
they have the Google Maps in hand and they're figuring out where you're going and you're just
God,
following
it's
along.
so manly, I think. It's the
Oh,
Google map of it all. That's what I'd love. Bit of Google map now. Do you know what I mean? The
a bit of
person,
Google Map navigating a
you
new
know,
city.
navigate me through the wilderness, like, do you know?
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm just pure baby girl to know where I'm going. Like,
Yeah, but it's not even you don't know where you're going, but you don't need to
I
know.
don't need to because
You're
you've taken
showing up.
care of it.
Your nails are done, your hairs are done. You look stunning,
Yes.
beautiful, gorgeous, amazing. You bring
Oh.
the energy, you bring the vibe. Oh, I saw this thing today and it was like, what do I bring to the table? I'm not a waitress. I'm not bringing anything to the table.
Oh God.
Oh,
I just feel like I don't have that many. So, what's your type? What do you do for work? Um, oh, what do you do for funds left in me anymore? I don't
but
think
you
I
know
have them.
what? I
Honestly,
think,
oh, sorry,
go
go on.
on. No,
No,
go
you
on.
go.
See, this is the thing with at Zoom, we're like, no, you go, no, you
I
go.
won't forget
Well,
this, so
it's
you're
me
good.
interrupting 99.9% of the time, let's be honest. Um, I genuinely can't remember.
Will I say mine and it might come back to you?
Yeah, yeah, you go.
Also, I'm eating cherries, by the way. I
I
love them
was
so much.
wondering
They're
what you were
so
eating.
fucking expensive, though. I
I
like
can
spent 15
imagine.
euro on them the last day, but they're so fucking good and they're seasonal, so I try to
I
justify
know
it
what I
that
was
way.
about to say.
Yeah.
The thing
Oh, you're
is,
going.
when you're getting to know someone,
Mm-hmm.
the best time is like when you don't have to like think of the questions over the back and the conversation just flows. Joe, it's
Yeah.
not like pulling teeth, like tell me about you. They say something, you say something, they say
Yeah.
something, you say something, and it's like a tennis court.
Mm.
Because I think
Yeah.
sometimes guys who ask too many questions, like, "What was the best part of your day?" It's, like, rehearsed, and, like, how many other bitches are you saying that
Yeah,
to?
how many girls do you say this to? Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
The last day I was saying to my brother, whatever, I was talking about, okay, so this isn't even a hint because we both are moving this year, but you don't know which one is moving first. That's the thing. But
One
I
of
was
us is
saying
good to
when I was
go.
moving to the place I was moving to, I was like, "Oh, you're going to have a ex brother-in-law because I'm moving to X country." And Connor was like, "Oh, well, that mightn't actually happen because I moved to London and found a Scottish girl. So do you know what I mean? Like it mightn't work out that way. You might find somebody else." And then he was like, "You plan on getting married very fast?" And I was like, "I'm the more marry first and get to know them later kind of girl." And I actually think I am. I think when I find somebody, it'll be a very shotgun wedding, you know.
I don't think you should marry someone you don't know personally. I mean,
You know them enough
because
after 6 months, I think.
maybe that will work for the way you operate
I don't know
more,
what
but
you're
what
on
I
about.
would
You do it too.
yeah,
We've had
no,
this conversation.
no.
You would do it
I
too.
would do it too, but I have realized recently most people are special because I make them special, not because they're actually special.
Can we please update the pod, please? You don't have to say a lot of it, but can we just say that I got what
Okay,
I
what do you wanna
wanted?
say? And then I'll see in the editing process what can stay in and
Will you
out.
just tell them that you finally blocked Jan Humphrey?
I
Well, removed
didn't
him.
block him though.
You removed him.
Oh, yeah, but well, the okay. I might keep this in or else I might clip it and keep it for a later date, depending
Okay.
on how I'm feeling. So I basically the lack of consistency in communication,
Mm,
or even it's not even a lack of consistency in communication because I don't need to talk every single fucking day,
mm,
but so he was moving very differently to how he moved
at the start.
at the start. And how he moved at the start is why I was attracted to him.
Mhm,
Like, very much so, the way he was moving and the way he was communicating was attractive to me. And the way he's moving and communicating now is very unattractive to me.
mm.
So I last night I was a little bit annoyed at the whole situation because I was like, you don't get to leave me, you don't get
No.
to act the way you're acting, basically.
No, you don't.
So I shockingly, I can't even believe I pressed the button, to be honest, but I pressed the block button and of course immediately was like,
We used
wait,
to
this
pray
is
for
such a
days like this.
no, but I was like, wait, this is such a stupid call because I'm not going to block him on the other two ways that we communicate
Yeah.
because I've like a hard block everywhere is a bit
No, I
it
don't know.
shows
It always works
I
for
think
me.
it shows that I'm thinking too much about the situation, that I care too much.
I don't think it does. I honestly think people look into blocking a bit too much. Like, I think sometimes it's just like, ew, like, plus his behavior warranted it. It did.
Anyway, so I unblocked then, but he's private. So it had not only removed me from following him, which I wouldn't have minded, but it also removed him from following me, which I didn't know that it did because I'm new to
Mm,
this whole blocking world of it all.
mm,
Um, so then I was like, oh, so I guess we just see what happens now. Oh,
yeah.
shit. But I guess we just see what happens. And realistically, the way the universe works, I'm sure it's not the last we'll hear, but
I hope it is.
not
I think he's just a
blocked. I
waste
just
man.
don't follow him.
I think he's a waste man. I think you are a 10 and he's a pleb.
Oh, I know I'm a 10.
Like, I think
I've
like this, the consistency with the messages, I just find, I get that people can get busy, but like we've said it, you're not fucking Rihanna, you're not fucking, who did you say, Oprah Winfrey? Like, you
well,
can
and I
reply,
just
like,
know the way he always made time to communicate before. Do you know
yeah.
what I mean? I
And
know
he
the
was
way he
clear. He was
communicates.
like, hey, work's really busy. I'll text you
Or
back
he was
later.
like, "Hey, just at the airport now, like,
Yeah.
gonna be quiet for a few hours." Like, he was that type.
Yeah.
So I know that if you're that type of person,
Yeah.
what the way he's moving now is like an active choice. Whether why
Yeah.
he's moving like that, I don't know. Probably because he's too obsessed with me, realistically.
Realistically, to be honest.
Because
Makes sense.
girls, we already know this man is a man who is not in the same country as me. So it's not like he's in my location and he's
I
moving this.
just know the second that like you leave the country and I leave the country, that particular boyfriends are gonna be like, oh
Oh,
my
the
God.
second I leave the country, he's gonna be like, I want to come see you. I want to come visit you. Like, anyway, so will he think it's a glitch in his phone that we're unfollowed? I don't know.
I feel like if he thinks that's a glitch, he honestly needs to get his head checked. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being mean. See, this is it. I need somebody to be a baby girl with because I'm so sick of being the big dog. Like, you know,
Yeah, I don't know. I never, like, I've so many other people who are still following me who would deserve to be blocked a million times over this man. Do you know what I mean?
he just reminds me of Bob Ross. Not looks wise, girls. This is also another. If you're new, also because we know we've a load of new listeners. Yes. We Bob Ross. If you want to catch up on some older episodes, was a guy from last summer. And I've no reason why I called him Bob Ross. There's no connection in the men
This
that she talks to and the nicknames I give them. But her picture on my phone is actually of Bob
is
Ross. So
still
when she
Bob
texts
Ross, and
me,
it
it's
actually kind
Bob
of
Ross.
haunts me a little bit.
And
Also, like, miss him. Where is
I
he
also
now?
know I forgot that we actually have some American and Canadian listeners, so I always need to like remind myself of this. But when we used to grow up, when we were growing up when we were younger, we used to watch this Art Attack program, and he was like the artist
Is
on
that
it.
who Bob Ross is?
Yeah, he's the guy that was on Art Attack, wasn't he? He was on something.
I've no idea.
Mm,
Um,
he was
sorry.
on Art Attack.
I have an update. Now, it's not
Oh,
about me, but
oh,
it's an update on, remember a good few episodes back, I'm sure our regular listeners will remember. I told a story about one of my friends whose the episode is titled he he found God, something about
oh
him
yeah,
finding God.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No
Remember
more than
that guy?
myself.
That's actually so funny. The podcast always foreshadows. But he
Mm.
got back in touch with my friend basically because he
I
found
know
God.
this friend is. I think I was talking to this friend about this as well.
Oh, maybe.
She sent me on a screenshot and a message. Did he
Wait,
have an ammonia?
recently?
Yeah, I was chatting to her recently about it because she put something up on her story, and I replied, and I was like, "Oh, girl,
So
I've been."
this was on the 17th that this happened. Is that
Let me just read the screenshot. Did he have an ammonia?
no, no, no,
No.
different guy. This girl's been through it.
Did he have a weak name as well?
No, 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 no. This is totally different. So
Okay.
the guy who found God was like her ex.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. Like they were actually going out, and the whole story and the lore behind it is
The
the lore,
lore. There we go. The
the
lore.
lore goes so deep. I've already started using the word lore after listening to that
I've
episode.
honestly, the more and more I watch them, you're Tana and I'm Brooke.
I'm so Tana
But
Mojo coded. It is
except for when it comes to lover
crazy.
girl energy, I feel like I'm more Tana and you're more Brooke then.
Yeah, yeah. Even though Tana is a lover girl, she's a triple cancer.
Yeah, I'm a lover girl too. You just gotta get through the big dog down to the baby girl.
So anyway, the guy who found God
Mm.
texts her this day last week, last Monday. Hey, how are you? I'm moving home to Ireland in a few weeks. Be really, really great if we can be actual friends. Now, this man put her through the ringer. I'm not going to go into details, but through the ringer. He was not a good person. He
Mm.
acted, there's no way this man should be asking to be friends.
Mm.
Or should he think that there's even a slight, they don't talk.
Mm.
Anyway, he didn't even give her 24 hours, right? So she didn't respond, obviously, but she also doesn't have her red receipts on. So,
I don't either. Except for
yeah,
with you on iMessage. How did you turn that on? Because I don't have them on.
I don't know.
Or maybe yours are on, so I could
I
just see when you
hacked
read
you.
it. Okay.
Yeah, mine are on because
Okay.
anyway. So less than 24 hours later, he texts her again. Why are you still off with me?
The
I
audacity, like.
really don't enjoy not being your friend. Just so you know, I think you're an awesome person and I hope we can be friends. Sorry, they broke up like over 2 years ago.
And
They have
also,
not been friends.
why
They have
should he
never,
have a right to be friends with her? Like,
isn't that crazy?
The one thing they have is the fucking audacity, I'm telling you.
They always come back, and when they do, they have the gall, the gumption, and the audacity.
They really do. That's really annoyed me now. I hate I hate that. Like that's really
You
after
should
annoying
message
me.
her. If you were messaging her, you should message her and get her to tell you the whole story. Because
Yeah, I'm gonna text her after this and ask
same.
what that girl has had such bad luck with men. God bless her. No more than myself. Like my mom said something about someone, I don't know, was it like someone from Love Island or something? And we were watching Love Island and my mom said, that creature, she's had no luck with men. And I was like, no more than myself, girl.
Do you know what? I don't think I've had bad luck. I just think since I've
Mm.
started dating, or not even dating, I wouldn't even call it dating, since I've started entertaining the idea of men since June, the
Mm.
universe has just been showing me
No, like
all.
I feel like I always sound like I'm shitting on a lot of my exes. Like a lot of them are actually really, really nice and I'm still friends with them. But there's just one or two, one in particular, actually, really. It's not even, I'd say until I was like 23, I was fine, you know? After
Oh,
that, it was all downhill.
you know what? We're sending them all love and light, though. Love,
Love and
light.
light. I honestly, whenever somebody asked me about, actually, it was so funny. My nana asked me the last day because I was out in her house. It was her birthday. Happy birthday, Nana. And I was out in her
Brooklyn
house
Queen.
and we were watching TV together. Um, and out of nowhere, she said, "Are you still going out with blank?" And I was like, "Jesus Christ, no, Nan. We ended years ago." I like, and he would have been the only one that would have met my nan. Do you know what I mean? I only ever
Yeah.
introduced my nans to like one person. And I'd say it was kind of a question mark because my younger cousin had brought her boyfriend to the birthday, like in her house, and
Oh,
which I
so
thought
she
was
was
so
intrigued.
cute. But fair play to him, he was able to handle it. Like, because my family, it's like walking into a fox's den. Like, we give each other such bad slagging that, like, you have to have such thick skin walking into that kitchen. Like, it's not. Do you know what I mean? There's a reason why we all have the same sense of humor. It's because we've had it growing up. You know what I mean? But God, he did really, really well. Like, he was well able to give it back to her whenever she gave it to him, and even like her older brother was like, we'll keep you around anyway. You're well able to handle it. Like, so I'd say my nan was thinking then being like, Neve actually hasn't brought a boyfriend here in a while. So she said, "Are you going out with blank?" I was like, Jesus, no, Nan. I was like, he's happily in another relationship now, and like, he seems really happy, and I'm really happy for them. Like, they're living wherever, and like they seem really good together. Like, I'm really happy for them. And she was like, "Oh," and I'd say she kind of side-eyed me, being like, I was like, I've just been focused, then your mouth runs. I was like, I've just been focusing on my career now, and like, and like I've set up my own company. I've been working for myself for 3 years. She's like, no, you're dead right, girl. You're dead right. I was like, I'd say no, that's a little hint that I want to count myself on, like.
She was slyly hinting. Do you know what, though? I think there's so much power in being single for multiple years in a row.
Mm,
It's a
100%.
power move.
100%. Because you
It's
don't
such
settle like.
no. That's what I was saying to you today. Like, I was watching something recently and I had this realization because in this thing I was watching, this man was like going to such great extremes to just like be in a woman's presence that he was
Mm,
interested in.
mm,
And I literally had this realization that like women are so like hold so much power and so much energy in just like the feminine of it all
mm,
that like so many men, like I'm talking obviously heteronormatively
mm-hmm,
because I'm straight, so many men would do so many insane things just to get like 5 minutes of your time. Do you know what I
mm,
mean?
mm,
Now, of course, some of those men could be incredibly creepy, but that's not the point. The
mm.
point is what one man won't do, another will.
I
And
thought you said
this
another woman will.
and
It's like
no,
fair.
but speaking of that, I saw a TikTok. I don't know, did I send it to you? This girl, this beautiful, stunning, gorgeous girl was
Mm.
coming out of the gym with her boyfriend. And she's like, "Hey, baby, will you hold my bag for a sec? I have to, whatever. Or will you carry my bag?" And he just was like, "No." And another girl saw this and heard this and went up and like was like, "Oh, girl, don't worry. I got you. I'll help you out." And she gave your man a sly dig and she was like, "I'm sure there's so many men who would only love to hold your bags. Like you're too pretty to."
Oh.
And she and the girl just like looked at her boyfriend because the girl was like obviously struggling with her
Mm,
bags. And the boyfriend like was hands free, but like wouldn't help her. And it
mm,
was just in that moment that I was like, so many people settle for like because they're in love with a
mm.
person for treatment that is very subpar. Isn't that crazy? I just loved it. I'll
Mm,
send you the TikTok and we'll share it on the stories. But it's just so true. Like being a woman has
mm,
so much power in itself.
yeah.
So like never forget your power and never forget who
Never,
you
ever,
are.
ever. And I feel like, you know, it's so important to remember because I feel like a lot of the times when you're in love with somebody, like your judgment gets clouded.
Mm, very quickly.
Very quickly. I think it's really good to have like friends around you that like love and support you because like I've often seen like guys like get with girls and I've been like, God, I hope that she has a really supportive network of friends around her because she's not in for a good ride here over the next few months. And you know, it's sad because the first few months is always great. Like I remember my ex, like I was absolutely like bamboozled by him, like loved him so much. And I was like, oh my God, he's great. And that relationship only lasted 6 months because after the first 3 months, he couldn't keep it up anymore. Like the real him came out. Do you know what I mean? Um,
When yeah, he
and you
showed
can
you who
fall
he
in love in a
was.
week, realistically. Like you genuinely can.
My
Like,
mom always says you could love a dog.
yeah, exactly. Actually, speaking of dogs, I'm bringing my baby back to the vet tomorrow. She's actually doing well. I just
Oh, she's
like
doing
the
well.
vet wants to make sure that she's like okay and she's also my baby, but she is so like so my I always say to her, "You're my baby. I give birth to you myself." Like always, I always say it to her. I know that's such an insult to actual moms who've gone through labor out there. I'm so sorry, but she's so attached to me now as well, and like I had to put like cream on her this week, and I was like, "Can I do the cream?" And she'd look up at me and hop up onto the couch like no problem and let me do it. And I was like, "You are my baby!" Like I love her so much.
That is
But
so
like I'm
cute.
always worried about like now, do you know, if I feel this for a dog, what am I going to feel for my own kids? Because like I genuinely dropped the car right outside the vet's, put on the hazard lights and went in. I was in there for 45 minutes, not one ticket. I didn't even care if I got one, I would have paid it. I just wanted to be so close to the door for her.
Genuinely though, pets are like children.
Yeah, they're babies. Um,
Let's go back to issues at hand that
did
we
you see
can't
that
share with you.
Trisha Paytas was on Call Her Daddy?
I
And did you
actually
see
saw more
Sophia's
context to
video?
this. I saw more context to this today
Mm,
though,
mm,
because I had seen the video I sent you of
yes,
Sophia, but then I
yes.
saw a video because I hadn't watched the podcast
Mm,
because you know how we were talking last week about
yeah.
5% of a story. So Trisha brought it up on the podcast and like alluded to the comment that Sophia had made about Trisha.
Mm.
And
What
Alex
did she
very
say about
much,
Trisha?
oh yeah, she made like a really shitty comment about Trisha. I don't know what the comment was, but yeah, so that's how it started. Sophia made a shitty comment about Trisha, and Trisha brought it up and called her daddy, but Alex kind of very much so, they probably went into it more like we do and then cut it all out,
Mm,
whatever, but didn't actually. So there's only like not a lot of time in the episode where I don't even like Alex doesn't even
talk.
acknowledge really, but it's
Mm,
Trisha because you know the way Trisha is, she's very inquisitive, like she'll ask the questions, being like, how
mm,
do you feel about that or whatever. So, but then Sophia went on her stories and like made it a whole thing. And basically,
yeah.
this person was saying from their perspective, they were like, when it comes to podcasts and stuff, like
Mm,
Alex clearly was driving the boat of
mm,
like, she came from her dad was the producer or like
yeah.
he came from the background. She obviously
Yeah. I
wasn't.
agree. I do think she was the one driving the boat, but I don't think that the podcast is anything without Sophia. I know it sounds so bad, but I feel like it's missing the Call Her Daddy touch without Sophia still.
I think, yeah, I think it's a totally different podcast
Mm,
now, but like to be fair, like what this person on TikTok said was like Sophia has her own podcast now.
yeah.
Like it should
They
be
both did
popping.
well. They both did well, really.
Yeah.
Well, Alex obviously did better, but like, do you know what I mean?
But like if Sophia wanted to,
Mm.
she could be because,
I don't think that
like
would ever
everyone
happen
knows
to
who
us. I
Sophia
don't
is.
want to jinx it, but I don't think it happened to us because you and me are very, like, if you were annoyed at something, you'd be like, okay, well, I'm annoyed about this. And if I was, I'd tell you straight away and it'd be done. Like, I don't
Yeah,
think,
and well,
whereas,
you're very good at that. See, my issue is what I've realized in life is I don't many things genuinely do not annoy me.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Mm,
I don't, because it's probably to my detriment, but if someone does something my brain immediately is like, "Why did they do that? Like,
Mm,
what's the reasoning?" Like, it doesn't go to, like, "I'm so
yeah.
annoyed." It goes to, "Oh, they've had a stress." Like, I'm so empathetic.
They've had a stressful time or a stressful
They've had a
life.
stressful week. This isn't about me. I won't get
Mm,
annoyed. So I genuinely don't get, like, that
yeah.
Aries, like, fiery, like,
Mm,
anger. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. I
So
think
I
I
work
I genuinely think I get it a lot just because 'cause I'm in business. If I wasn't, I don't know if I
but
get it as
all
much.
and all no, but you have to be so direct in business because you're in, like, such a male-dominated, so you have to be
100%. Yeah,
like
and I
that.
feel like sometimes people find my confrontation really, like,
It's
aggressive, but
scary.
it's I'm just I know it's scary, but it's like,
It's
"We need
scary,
to
but I
sort
know
this
you're
right
not
now."
being it's scary, but I know you're not being,
Yeah.
like it's just you just say it in a very business-like manner. So when I'm
Yes.
reading it, I'm like,
Mm.
"But I
But, you
know you're
know,
not."
me and my friend, like, he's in business as well the last few years as well, and he was like he said something in a voice note to me, and it was, like, so businessy terms, and I was laughing, voice noting him back being like, "You're not at work, like, do you know what I mean?" But then I did it in something else, um, and, like, when you're when you think, like, ugh, maybe, like, 50, 60 hours of my week is business talk, I
Yeah.
struggle to come back to, like, normal talk.
This
So,
is yeah.
yeah, so, like, when I'm doing the thing, I'm like most of my time now in the last 4 or 5 years, I've just been completely business minded. So now when I'm trying to like solve a conflict or find a resolution, I go straight into my business talk. Like I can't, you know what I mean?
Like with us and the thumbnail gate. So with
Thumbnail
thumbnail
gate.
gate, like the
You've
way
got
you're
so
like
much better, I have to say. I think you know now because you know me better.
I know, and to be fair, we have started, like, posing for thumbnails as well, which
Yeah.
I do think really helps, but, like,
Mhm.
with thumbnail get at the start, because basically, do when you really like someone, you view them through a
Yeah, rose
rosy
tinted
lens, and you
glasses.
think they always look like, I'm sure there's been
Yeah.
so many times where you're like, "Rebecca, you look stunning," and I'm like,
Mm-mm.
where?
Yeah,
Where?"
100%.
And I
Yeah.
think everyone views themselves towards a more critical lens, whatever. But the way you
Mm.
said it, you were like, "Look, can we just like in future so this isn't an issue?" But the way you type it is like so blunt and
Yeah.
to the point, which is
Yeah.
obviously great in the business world. And I
Yeah.
was reading it and I was like,
Yeah. No, it was just in it.
but then my brain was like, "No, no, no, Rebecca, she's business." So I didn't come back and be
Mm.
like, "Girl, relax. Like, why are you having a
Yeah,
tone?"
yeah,
You know, whereas
yeah,
some people would, they'd be like, "All
yeah,
right, girl, calm down. It's a fucking thumbnail."
yeah, I know, I know. I feel
Whereas
like
I
with
was like,
that
"Oh yeah, no
though, it's
problem."
always such a thing for me because my face, like, it's just
Yes.
something that, like, I'm confident in when people see me in person, but if you get a bad photo of me and my face isn't cooperating, I think it's something, like, deep rooted. It just makes I ha
Obviously, though.
you know what it is? I hate knowing that there's, like a photo there of a time where like I struggled with my face. And like I can
Yes.
do a video when I'm doing it lightheartedly to help someone else and that's fine. But when it's a photo that
Like a f
like
yeah,
I know that that's out there somewhere, but I know at that time that I might have struggled for about 3 weeks with my face. It's just such a negative time in my mind, so I think I automatically am like, "No, no, no, we can't," because and
yeah.
maybe that's why I get so defensive is because like, maybe it's just triggering because like, some we like, Rebecca, like, it's so hard if it goes on for, like, a month, like, I'm bedbound nearly because I
It's
can't
been so good recently.
so good,
Up
but you
until
know what?
like
I got tablets and the tablets are working on
oh,
top of the injections,
amazing.
and they're fantastic. I only ever take them when I need to, and they're
Yeah.
chef's
Yeah,
kiss.
because, like, I was thinking and I was like, "Jesus, when was that?" Because like, all through Christmas, like, when I
Mm,
was in Thailand, like, even
mm.
before, like, there was no episodes.
No episodes. I think it was, like, up until before I went to Manchester, and then after that, none. Do you remember? It was
Yeah.
just
It was,
none.
like, smooth it was, like and that's the thing with the chronic
Mm,
thing as well, because I know from my urticaria, it's like,
mm.
it's so good for so long and you forget, and then exactly like you said, like, your bed ba
Comes
like
back.
and
Yeah.
psychologically, what it does to you
Mm.
is no bueno.
I know, and it's sad because I feel like for me, I like ignore it. And like I always say in the podcast, you're so good for ignoring it. But like, say it's very hard for my mom to watch it because obviously I'm her child, and my dad, it's very hard for him because I'm his child, and my brother obviously because he's my sibling. But like, they'll look at me and they'll be like, "How's your face at you?" And I can just feel the air in the room just change, and it's
The
like,
energy.
"Stop! You're gonna make me
You're like,
cry. I'm
"Stop,
trying to
I'm
just keep going."
fine.
Yeah,
I'm fine."
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
no, the people
crazy.
who, like, keep it lighthearted because you're
Yeah.
obviously stressed on the inside anyway.
Yeah, you're
So when
so good.
people
Even when I do the podcast and we keep recording and I'm like, no, it's fine, we'll keep going. You're just like, okay. Like you're so good. Like you don't even acknowledge it. And I love when people do that because I'm just like, or and sometimes it's really funny though if the one eye goes and it's like winking. I do find that shit funny. But
no,
just
the Kourtney Kardashian meme.
sorry, is that not me? Like out the door. We need to add
I
that
when
in at
I
the end of this
say
to
the
show people of
scream, the scream that I scrumped.
it was so funny. Like I absolutely loved it. Like
Rumboy's bait into Love Island All Stars. When does it end?
oh my God, it starts tonight. Is he in it?
No,
Does he watch it?
like he's obsessed with Jesse and Will.
Yeah, they're cute. I thought
And
that
he
they
was
were a
like, I
fake
was
couple at the
obsessed with them
start.
from day one.
I thought they were a fake couple at the start. What's going on at the moment, though, I'm not a big fan of because
Why, what's going on?
Demi, you know the like ginger girl Demi, like I actually used
Yes,
to
I
love her
remember
and I
her.
loved her for advocating for thyroid cancer. Like everything she did has been amazing. And what I'm about to say about her does not take away from how amazing the work she has done is.
Yeah.
But her and Kaz, I love Kaz, so I'm like ride or die for her. Like her and Kaz were interested in the same guy, right? This fella is allegedly a deadbeat baby daddy, by the way. Um, from two big influencers in the UK. And he went in basically being like, "Oh, the proudest thing about me is being a dad," or whatever, da da da, like whatever.
I saw it on Twitter, yeah.
Yeah, so then everyone is kind of falling for at his feet because he's good looking to be honest, but he was particularly interested in Kaz and Demi. And Demi, Kaz, and Libby have formed like a trio. And Demi like went off and kissed him and never told Kaz. And then Kaz found out after she picked him for the recoupling. And then Demi made some comment when they were recoupling, being like, "This isn't the person I would have picked, but da da da," and then recoupled with someone else. So everyone was kind of like, "Oh, what the fuck? What was that about?" And then it all came out that her and your man had kissed. Um, so I don't really like Demi in that aspect, and also because Libby was getting to know Mitch, but Mitch had told Debbie or Demi that like she was the number one, where he's been telling Libby that the whole time. But Demi didn't tell Libby that until they were in front of a full like large group of people. So I thought that was dirty work by her as well. And then what else was there? Oh yeah, that was it really. That's about it. Oh, and also Molly and Callum, they were like ex-girlfriend and boyfriend. They broke up during the
Yes.
summertime. They broke up during the summertime and like they what's it called?
I've been
They
seeing that like she just basically
went off and kissed
communicated
someone
her
else.
needs to him. He just wasn't giving her kind of what she wanted in the
No, she's a
relationship.
bitch. Like, I'm sorry, and I'll say that non-allegedly. Like, she's gone in there. Literally, he's like a quiet puppy. Like, he's not like doing anything. She went off and kissed Chris, and then came back to Callum and picked him and being like, maybe we can make this work. But he's like, okay, but I'm still open to exploring things with other people because you've gone off and kissed Chris. And she's like, yeah, and I figured out what I wanted, and I don't like. Now I want to focus on this. And he was like, well, you've had your chance. I haven't. Do you know what I mean? Like, just, I think she's being a bitch as well. But it's
That's
honestly, apparently, it's rating the lowest viewers for Love Island. And I'm not surprised.
well, see, the thing with Love Island as well is like when you're in a situation like that, like a lot of your wounds in relationship and attachment styles get so activated,
Mm,
like to the point like you're like say if someone's sensitive to rejection,
mm,
like that's so heightened. So like the way you move in that environment is probably totally different to the way you'd move if you had time. Like if you were in the same situation but you were living at home or whatever, you'd have time to like remove yourself, process it, think, talk to friends. Whereas in there it's like so intense. And
mm,
also you're like competing. So there's like this competition aspect for people's like attention. And then if
mm,
you're sensitive to rejection or anything like that, it's like crazy because as someone who's slightly sensitive to rejection, in the past when I've been really, really young, I've done
mm,
some like slightly insane manipulative things to make
mm,
someone like want me, but not
mm,
like outwardly manipulative. It would be like I would be so nice to them because I'm like, how could you not want me if I'm so nice? Do that kind like
mm.
manipulation that way. But I
Yeah.
think in that environment, I would go off my rocker. Can't believe I
So
sprained my ankle today. Do we have anything else to
this
talk about?
podcast is getting closer and closer, foreshadowing shit that happens. So can I just say, we are so grateful and thank you, Lord, for letting us win the lottery.
Or just for the
Actually, do you
no,
know
it's
what?
not
Can we
even
just
win the
take it,
lottery.
acknowledge
When
that we're
you're
doing
when
so
you're
well with the
calling in
podcast?
abundance in life, right? This
Yeah.
is how you do it for all my witches or my fellow witches who want to get into
And
manifesting.
I'll give my thing from the grace of God afterwards for all those who are religious.
These are my tips. Number one, you never call in financial freedom because that is being
Suggesting
free.
you're in financial burden, yeah.
Yeah, and you're also like being free from finances doesn't mean being abundant. Do you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
you could be financially free but not have bills, not have somewhere to live, like so then you don't have expenses. So we don't want to call in financial freedom, we want to call in abundance.
Mm.
That's the first thing. The second thing is, I know everyone says with manifesting, like get specific, but you're just saying we're so grateful for all the abundance that has arrived in our life unexpectedly.
Mm.
Because then the universe can make it show up in like unexpected ways. So, like, one of the things I always say is money's flowing to me in unexpected ways all the time. So then it leaves the door open for the universe for it to show up however. Whereas if I say constantly, I'm winning the lottery, I'm winning the lottery, I'm winning the lottery, then that's the only abundance that can come in. And you might win the lottery, but it might be in 50 years. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like the timing. So if you say like abundance is constantly flowing to me in unexpected ways, you're leaving.
Yeah,
It's like me with the TikTok. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
My
Well, to be
30-year-old.
honest, we have to give thanks because of the fact that or the podcast, especially last week's episode, has done so fucking
Sorry,
well. What the fuck, girls, you love it. Did you think we were getting sued though? Is what I
333.
Why did everyone think it was us? Mom was like, that
Yeah,
was a
maybe
great
that was
title.
it. The
Everyone
girlies
must
are
have.
getting sued.
Mom was like, I was nearly panicking about to ask you who sued you, like, but I know it was so good.
We hit
Anyway,
100 subscribers on our YouTube channel. I just got a notification from
I
YouTube.
know, I saw it today.
Congrats. Oh
Thank
my
you,
God. And
girlies and the guys and the days.
like
Girlies,
the
gays, and the days.
the
And the
girlies are
guys.
getting
We
sued
actually
on
also give a special shout out to the boyfriends of ours that we know are listening every week.
the men on the roster or who previous men from the roster who
Yeah.
keep up with us and get our
Oh, the light's gone.
oh, that's kind of sexy.
It's given partition Beyonce.
Do you know what I really
Do
wanted
ever
to
roll
do?
up the partition, please?
Joe, was it during the pandemic where that trend of like where the light goes
The red
and you
light. Yeah, and
just
people could take it off. I never did it, thank God.
I did it, but I sent it to my ex, no one else. It was spicy.
Spicy. But yeah, our boyfriends do listen to it. Or so we've learned this week.
So we've learned this week. Our boyfriends.
We need to wrap this up, guys.
Anyways, so basically, are we gonna say like next week's? Oh no, and next week's episode will still be here.
But one of us will be gone by the time that the second one comes out.
Well, by next week's episode, one of us will have left the country.
Yeah. Not this week's. Actually,
No.
sorry, they're getting this on Wednesday. They know it's next week. Never mind. My brain's fried. I need to get off this. Guys, love you so much.
We'll update you about everything that's going on. We're so grateful for you to be here. Do not forget, I just want to put this out there because I feel like
Also,
when
sorry, I
you say
look like an absolute crazy person this whole podcast, girls. My eyes are like really badly at me.
Don't forget to leave us a rating on Spotify, 5 stars ideally. Follow and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And follow us on Instagram as well.
Oh, you're like ASMR now that you put that
Follow
really
us
close
on
to your mouth.
Instagram.
We love you so much.
We love you so much. Love you guys. We'll see you next week.